Alright, do we have a stream? I think we do. So, whoever gets in the chat, just let me know how the sound is. So I'm just going to put this down. Right, okay. Welcome to the stream. Let me just do the announcement thingies. Oh, that's a bit low quality. How's the health? Stream is healthy. Excellent. Fantastic. Right, so that's that. Let me just do the important announcement jigs. So, copy that. Go to Facebook. For goodness sake. You'd think I'd learn how to do this by now. Oh my goodness me. Typing, Michael. There we go. Publish. I'll publish that. Fine. Alright. And I just want to put this out on Twitter. If anybody bar me is in the chat, how's the sound? Let me tweet this. Actually, I'm going to close this now. Boom. Tweet that out. Alright, fantastic. I don't know why when I announce the streams it's a bit quiet but working. Alright. I thought it'd be a little bit louder. Hang on, let me turn my what's on in the background. May just be your speakers. No, I think it could be both of us. Let me put that in. Sound. Okay. What can I close? I'll put that away. Alright. I think I've turned off everything. So hopefully my CPU usage goes down. 70, 80. Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean about sound. My actual playback is lagging, so I can't actually check it. Says it's healthy though, so I don't think there should be lag. Right. Anyway. Anyway, should probably start for the people watching in post. Welcome to the stream. Today is a very special stream, at least for me. Microphone, stay still. Thank you. It's working fine, no problems on your end. Okay, it's just the lags on my end then because my PC is actually having to host the stream and also try and play back the stream for me. No worries. Grand. Come on, click. Okay, it is actually working now. It's decided not to buffer. Anyway, welcome to the stream. Today is a very important stream for me because it's the last piece of content before I turn 20. So this is kind of a birthday stream, if you like. So hopefully people will get the message and start joining us in the chat pretty damn soon. So we've got a few things that I want to talk about today, generally as part of the stream. Actually, I'm gonna open this up. That's a little bit easier because it's easier for me to see. Anyway, so what we're going to be doing today as part of the stream is we're going to be discussing the Chaos stuff because obviously Chaos has got some releases and the way they did it was awesome. I love the way James Workshop actually played that. We've got my hobby stuff, so I've got something here that I want to show you. Kieran, if you're in the chat, you know what it is. Don't spoil it for the people at home. And then I'll just be taking your questions. If you've got any hobby questions or content ideas, I'm always happy to take them. So, yeah. Right. Let's see how our chat holds up. Let's see if people can see what's going on. 2 says healthy. Alright, cool. Alright, we're 5 minutes in, and everything is working. Everything's working. That's a throne blessed miracle. So, let's start with chaos. Actually, yeah, let's start with chaos. So, I'm sure a lot of you will have seen the whatchamacallit, the leak rumor thingy about a Chaos Sorcerer, which everybody immediately jumped on and said, oh, it's Ahriman. And, well, it did look a lot like Ahriman. I'll give you that. It looked a lot like Ahriman. And Games Workshop then came back and put this little teaser video out saying, we've heard rumors of a renegade circulating and we just wanted to address it, or something like that. And boom, they announced Khan the Betrayer. And there's also been another rumor released on top of that. Part of a little series called Traitor's Bane, I think it's going to be Traitor's Gate, something like that, which is going to be seemingly like codices / campaign books. I think it's kind of going to work like a codex because there's a bunch of chaos psychic powers that are going to be coming along with it, which is pretty cool. People are arriving, awesome. So yeah, with this Traitors thing, there's a bunch of new chaos disciplines, which is cool. More psychic power options other than the D3 disciplines that they had for their respective gods will be good. And it sort of mirrors Space Marines because they got a bunch of disciplines too, with Librarius and Geomancy and some other stuff as well. I haven't really looked into all of them, but I know I've faced a couple of them. I faced Librarius, and I think Geomancy was an option. So what time is in there? What do you mean, what time is in there? Oh, what time is it? Do you mean what time it is? By my timing, it's 14:07. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon UK time, if that's what you're asking. Although N's nowhere near T, so... Anyway, I'm assuming you're asking what time it is, and for me it's 2 p.m. I don't know what time it is where you are. Breacher team? Could I maybe get that information? Maybe not. Although, I respect the tower. Yeah, time it is. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, nearly 10 past 2 at this point. So yeah, that's the time here. And we're going to be streaming for about 2 hours, I think. Definitely going to be streaming for at least an hour because I've got a video coming out at 3 o'clock that some of you might want to have a look at and a bit of a talk about. Because I realized in post I made some mistakes in that video, and 11 p.m. 9 hours ahead. That'll be Australia. Blimey, we've got people. That'll be Australia rather than because Austria's in Europe. That says 11 p.m. in Austrian, which is apparently for Austria, and they're in mainland Europe, so they're only an hour ahead. But yeah, Australia, 9 hours ahead. Blimey, we've got someone from Australia in the stream. Actually, that's probably more likely than someone from America being in the stream because I went to the East Coast of America on holiday, and that was 5 hours behind. So even if there was an American here, it'd be 9 o'clock in the morning where they are, and I don't think they'd be tuning into a stream from a UK dude at 9 o'clock in the morning. Well, no need to apologise, by the way. Typos happen. We all make them. Me more than others. When I was trying to tweet out that we were live, I couldn't spell. So, yeah, that's cool. We've got some people from all over the world. So if you are here, then hi. And if you're watching in post, then also hello to you. So, yeah, like I said, I'm going to be streaming for about 2 hours. At least 60 to 90 minutes. The aim is to get to 4 o'clock, or what will be 1 a.m. UK, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard. Because Pacific Standard's the West Coast, I think. Yeah, so we're going to stream for that long. I've got a video coming out in an hour, which is a review for the Lord Inquisitor. The Lord Inquisitor came up last time on stream, someone was talking about it, and Kieran and I had a bit of a chat about it. I wanted to do a review because I've actually sat down and watched it now, but I made some mistakes in the review that I've only realised in post. So that review that's coming out is, or that will have come out by the end of the stream, is my first impressions review. So I literally sat down, watched the movie, and then immediately sat down and recorded the review. And I missed a few things. So There are details I missed that when I watched it again, I looked for those details and I found them, which was kind of embarrassing. So that review's coming out. So if there are a couple of mistakes in terms of like aesthetics, my mistakes, sorry. But I think generally what I said about the movie at the time still stands. Although that's kind of why I want to keep streaming after that video comes out, just so as if you guys watch the review, maybe you leave the stream, watch the review, come back, or have them both open. That would be really quite cool. And you just let me know what you think of the review, either in the comments there or in the chat here, and I can try and address them as we go. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. But that's not the only reason for the stream, because... Do I show you? Do I show you? Yeah, I think I show you. So, as most of you all know, I've got a Tau army, and, well, what is a Tau army without a Riptide? Yeah, alright, I bought one, fine. I bought a Riptide. Yeah. I caved, basically. This has been sat in our local store back home for so long. I even went through and looked through the frames. It's an open box. Funny enough, like, this didn't come with shrink wrap. So it literally, you just unwrap the box, it just opens immediately. And this was the condition the box was in, which I found really weird. I thought it would have a shrink wrap, but it doesn't. And so I looked through the frames, looked through the instructions like a few weeks ago, and then I finally caved and bought one. So this is Ovesa. This will be Ovesa when I do the 8. Ion Accelerator, Fusion Blasters, that sort of thing. Now, there's a part of me that feels guilty about it because of what it is. It's a Riptide. And, well, as we know, Riptides are either overpowered or undercosted. My opinion is they're overcosted because their actual power level can be sort of tempered by overcharge, novercharge, having a... Okay, they are tough. They should probably have a 3+ save. But they just need a points hike. Knock them up by 50 points, maybe make a couple of things more expensive as upgrades. And I think you get a better value on the Riptide. But at the moment it is undercosted. But I wanted to get one for Ovesa, but the plan originally, I think I mentioned this before, was to get Ovesa last. Was to finish the 8, then buy Ovesa, or get 7 out of 8, then buy Ovesa, do him, and then finish the army off. That plan changed because I intended to order in a broadside and just never did. So, okay, it's a little bit quiet in the chat though. And there's people here, which is cool. If you are here, then hi. But yeah, originally Ovesa was last. I was going to get Oblatai, then I was going to get a start collecting for Brightsword, then I was going to get Arachon, and then I was going to get Ovesa, and that was going to finish off the 8. That didn't come to pass, obviously, because I bought Ovesa. I just want to check something for a moment. But, oops. Yeah, that didn't come to pass. But I'm not going to say I regret buying the Riptide, because I was going to be getting one eventually anyway. I'd be doing that at some point, so it's no big deal. It also allows me to get the army up to probably 1750 points on its own, and probably once I add in the stealth suits and a couple of other bits, possibly it will get even higher. Kieran, just silently judging you. Yeah, alright, Kieran, you can judge. Yes, Riptides are overpowered and undercosted. I know. And I don't blame you if you judge. But I only I'm not gonna say first thing in my army is Ovesa every single time. I don't want to build my army around the Riptide. I want my army to function without it. Honestly, I really do. I don't want my army to be functioning just because I have a Riptide. I want the army to function without it, and the Riptide is just like the thing on top, the icing on the cake that just either seals a victory or just helps turn a tight game. You have 3. Yeah, I understand why you... yeah, I know it's a very... Yeah, you have 3 Riptides, very good at it. I know it is. I know having a lot of Riptides is good. And honestly, in Farsight, Riptides make up. You have Riptides in 3 of the formations, including one of the core formations actually has a Riptide in it, which is the Retaliation Cadre. But I don't know, just something for me about Riptides. Maybe I'm just silently self-judging them, but I'm probably only going to get the one, just for a base, and I'll use that. And this actually brings me on to my Tau army, because I finally drafted a plan for how I'm going to finish the army. I made this plan basically just after I bought Ovesa, so I literally just built this with a few build ideas. Yep, unleash the tar pits. You're right. Unleash the tar pits. That's how you deal with a Riptide. You tar pit the flip out of it. And honestly, that is probably the right way to do it. Tar pit is just a good way to deal with Riptides because they don't have hit and run. Can they take vetted retro thrusters? Because I think that gives hit and run. Give me a second. So if you heard that, my dad's iPod likes to shout today because it's transfer deadline day in the football. And that means, well, there's a lot of notifications. Anyway, I want to just check something here. So, first off, double check what vetted retro thrusters do. It's over here. Gives you fleet and hit and run. Can't be taken by broadsides, I know that. But how much is it to give it to a Riptide? Because vetted retro thrusters basically fixes Riptide's great problem of getting tar-pitted. But you can't take them. Okay, that'll be fine. Yep, you can't take it. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. Hello. Yes, hello. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Oopsie, I'm scrolling over. Yeah, I would show the chat here just so you could see it, but I haven't quite worked out how to do that yet. I have a screen cap where I could show 2 things at once, and certainly not screen cap. I don't know how to screen cap at the moment. Anyway, so I've got a very long build guide here. I might just walk through it, and it only revolves around ever having 1 Riptide. Yes, calm down, Kieran. I'm only ever going to have 1 Riptide. But yeah, I'll just come back to your thing about saying 3 Riptides are very good. Yes, it is. If you're playing competitive, then yes, the more Riptides you have, the better your army is probably going to work. Particularly if you're running a battlesuit heavy army like mine. But I think I want to rely on my crisis teams. Like, crisis teams are just good, but they're probably fairly costly. 22 points for a 2 wound Space Marine with a point of strength, but then -2 weapon skill, -1 ballistic skill, -2 initiative, +1 attack. It's kind of not bad, and then you pay a lot for the guns, like 15 points a gun, 20 points if you want it twin linked. They're about fair. I mean, I could see them getting a price increase another time, but they're not too bad. And I want to rely on them to be the game winners, to be my crisis suits. The Riptide will just be a nice way of dealing with monsters or dealing with vehicles, perhaps, in case so I don't have to use dedicated fusion teams or something like that. But yeah, 3 Riptides is good because it makes your army better, but I personally will be running 1 all the time. So anyway, I just want to go through this build guide. I kind of wish I could show you it. I'm not going to copy and paste it into the chat because it's ridiculously long. I'll probably talk through it another time, probably a Tau update video. I'm planning to do like a mini showcase before I go back to uni, now that I finish my stealth suits. The Riptide won't be part of it. That'll be like my first thing I do at uni. But I'll probably do a little mini showcase before I go, because I've finished my stealth team now. It took me way too damn long to do. Ah, Alexis, hi. Glad you can make it. 3 Riptides. Good thing you grav spam. Yeah, grav spam's a thing. Winning on 2s, AP2. The problem Riptides kind of have against grav, or actually the upside against grav, what is it? Is feel no pain and invulnerable saves that they can make a 3+. Makes them pretty hard to put down even then. 3 Riptide, 15 Crisis, 1 Commander, and XV88, that's a broadside. 855, ow. I don't, maybe I just am a little bit too not competitive minded, but geez Louise, that's powerful. Wow. yeah, I'm. Then again, okay, that's 1850. That's 18. Void shield generator. Void shield generator. Tau don't have those, do they? Tau don't have those. If you're thinking of the Nova charge for buffing the invulnerable save, maybe, but I don't think Tau get void shield generators, and if they do, I've never used them, so that didn't cross my mind. What's my build guide give me for Crisis? So this list I've built is about probably 3,000 points, maybe a little bit more after upgrades. Oh, any army can bring. Oh yeah, any army can bring a void shield generator. It's something majig, but yeah, I don't like them. I wouldn't use those personally. Maybe I'm too much of a purist and don't care enough about winning. No, no what? No what? A simple answer of no. I've said a lot of things in the last 2 minutes. Sometimes a little bit of context in the same thing could be useful. So yeah, what's this build cost? Oh, this was about it was about 3K. Need to avoid shields. Huh. I'll just sorry chat. I'm just going to just ignore you for a second while I talk through this. So this is going to be using the Farsight Dawnblade contingent. So I need core. I need you get 1 core, 1 to 10 auxiliary, 0 to 1 command per core, and so the Hunter Cadre that I'm going to be using will be Bright Sword with a Twin Fusion Bodyguard, Fireblade, 2 or 3 strike teams of 10 and 2 5-man breacher teams, because I'm thinking of getting, what's it called? Kill Team, the thing with the Space Marine Tactical Squad, because it's 40 quid. I think it was 40 quid, and that gives you a Fire Warrior team, a Tactical Squad, and some Kill Team. Oh, no, 60, sorry, 60. So it'll be a bit too much for me, I think. Oh, I forget the cost right now. Hello, the Grov One. Don't know, haven't seen you before in the chat. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. So anyway, 2 or 3 strike teams of 10, 2 5-man breacher teams, stealth team that includes a teleport homer on the Shastra, my ghost keel, a 5-man pathfinder team with rail, and I'll explain why in a bit. A broadside with the option for a hammerhead if I choose to get one. I don't know if I will get a hammerhead, but it's an option. Contingent headquarter, this is my command choice. I've got Farsight, and then my bodyguard will be Bravestorm, because he's got Iridium armor, he's got a shield generator, he's got Feel No Pain. He doesn't have Feel No Pain as a bodyguard, but he's the toughest guy. And then I'd have a Retaliation cadre. This is a second core choice in Farsight. Arachon as a commander, then Oblotai the broadside, with possibly a second broadside if I take the Hammerhead as part of the Hunter cadre. Because the way the Hunter cadre is built is you have to take 1 to 3 of a few things, and Hammerhead, broadside fall into the same component. So if I take the Hammerhead, I don't need to take the broadside and the Hunter, and I can put it into the Retaliation. So Oblotai possibly +1, then Ovesa, which is the Riptide, and then 3 teams of 2 Crisis Suits, each led by Torchstar, Shavastos, and then a random Shasweek. Now you might be wondering about Brightsword. I originally had Brightsword down as a Shasvra, and then a random commander, but you only get Fusion Blades if you're a commander. So I had to put Brightsword there. So it's a random Shasvra will be leading the 3rd Crisis team. So that's my Retaliation cadre. They're my main reserve team, and that's why I've taken the Teleport Homer on my Stealth team and the Hunter cadre. As for my Auxiliaries, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them if I have enough spare stuff. So I'd have a Piranha Firestream wing. So that's 4 Piranhas. 3 of them will be with Fusion, and then there'll be a target acquisition team, which you want to keep alive. So I might just give that burst to make it a bit less of a target. They're really good because they can heal themselves if they fly off the board, and they get buffs if they target the acquisition team. An aircast asset, so I get a Razor Shark, just so I have a bit more anti-air, because on turn 1 I'm not going to have much anti-air. I'm only going to have at most 1 broadside. Everything comes in on turn 2, but Oblotai doesn't have, he might have a velocity tracker, I forget right now. But having a Razor Shark, well, 1, it gives me an excuse to get Death from the Stormcloud Assault, because that's a cheaper way of doing it. I can help my friend who's playing Necrons get a Doom Scythe or a Night Scythe out of that. So I get a Razor Shark, then a Drone Net. 2 or 3 gun drone teams and then 1 to 2 marker drone teams, depending, because it's 4 teams of, in my case, 4. If I have enough spare drones, then I'll run the drone net. If not, don't worry. Because what makes the drone net so good is it buffs all drones on the board. So it will buff all the Crisis drones, the Riptide drones, the Broadside drones, and the Piranha Firestream Wing drones, which can be then refreshed and topped up every time the Piranhas leave the board. And then finally a ranged support cadre, which is 3 Broadsides and then 3 teams of Pathfinders, which will be 5-man teams, all with mark lights, because they get bonuses if they only use their mark lights and never move. Then they have Shrouded, and you get buffs on defending them. That's why the other team has Rail, because that won't be a marker team. They'll be there to ping at stuff, help my broadsides out. The alternate way to do it is to use the 8. So I'd have a Hunter Cadre with a couple of extra Crisis teams in there, with a Crisis team and a Crisis Bodyguard team buff. And then I'd have the 8, the Firestream Wing, the assigned aircraft asset, and the ranged support cadre. I wouldn't be using the drone net because I wouldn't have enough drones. And as a side note, if I don't use either the Retaliation cadre or the 8, then I can use the Riptide as either a fire-based support cadre with a couple of broadsides, or a rapid insertion force, which uses stealth zoos and gives you a bunch of no scatter things. But again, that requires 3 crisis teams, so I'd have to not take a Retaliation cadre. Right. Sorry about that. I ignored the chat for 2 minutes. Let's go back to the chat. No Void Shield. Well, if you have a Void Shield that exists, why take it? Why not take it? It's powerful. I mean, I've never really used it, but maybe. Have I heard of Battle Scribe? That's the army builder majig, isn't it? That's the army builder app, isn't it? Cadian Shock was telling me about that. I've heard of it. I don't use it myself. Love what you do. Keep it up. Have you considered a Culexus Assailant? I'm assuming you mean Assassin for anti-psychos. No, I have a way around it, actually. I have a plan for that. For anti-psycho, I'm going to be using the Talisman of Arthas Malok. It's a 25-point relic in Farsight, and it creates a 12-inch aura of +2 to deny the witch. So you deny the witch on 4s. Which, if you drop it on the right guy, which could be a commando or something, in the right place, then you can easily use that to cover a good portion of the board, and I'd probably give it to the bodyguard, to my commander, or to Farsight. Yes, oh, it is the army builder. Yeah, thought so. And I don't really consider using Imperials in Tau. Like, Gevesa Imperial Guard, one thing, but using the Officio Assassinorum? I forget how you pronounce it. But yeah, I wouldn't use a Collectors myself, although I understand why you might. Anti-Psycho in Tau? Just shoot it enough. Ha ha ha, yes. Problem, when they're invisible. Because if they're invisible, you can't shoot them very well. Admittedly, it's not as bad as it is for my Orcs, who have to actually charge them and then hit on 6s because invisibility is broken. But if they do turn invisible or give themselves a ridiculous good invuln or something like that, if you don't have a way around it, because it's not... I can buff my ballistic skill back up, but yeah, not great. Blimey, we've been streaming for half an hour already. How did that happen? Hopefully that doesn't ring. Yeah, phone went off in the last stream. Hopefully that doesn't happen this time. Speaking of which... Yeah, fair enough. What armies do you want to face the least with Tau? Kieran, are you trying to counter me? Well, Eldar, I have the problem of they're ridiculously fast. Their psychic is good. They have good air, which I can deal with if I have enough stuff, but not so much. Their combat ability is strong. Their guns are good, although the shuriken catapults are a bit low in range. So Eldar would be a nightmare. Dark Eldar, debatably also a problem, but their lack of psychic, like you can afford... Yeah, fair. You can't afford another army. But yeah, Eldar would probably be the biggest problem, but maybe that's just because it's Eldar. Unless it was Wraith. Wraith Eldar, I actually feel like I can handle Wraith Dar a little bit better than you might expect, because they've only got 3+ saves, except on the Wraith Knight. And if I can get my breaches up close, yeah, I'm winning on 6s, but I've got a lot of shots, and I can use Seeker missiles and rail and things to try and help. But Jet Bike, Seer Council Bike, Eldar, nightmare. Dark Eldar could be an issue, but they don't have the same psychic problem. Elite armies I generally find I beat. I found I've beaten. Alexis, that is a terrible, terrible pun. Eldar are powerful at every aspect. Yes, I see what you did there. Yeah, fair play. Yeah, Eldar. Mr. Breacher Team, the Tau seemingly knows everything. Says Eldar. Yeah, Eldar will be the big issue, I would say. I'm I'm not sure I'd like to face a Alpha Strike army like Grey Knights, but Grey Knights have the problem that they're just too elite. There's too few of them, and I can just blow them off the board a little bit. So I don't think Grey Knights would be too terrible. Demons could be fun. Flying Circus Psychodemons could certainly be a problem. Um, Marines I'm finding okay. I'm having trouble with Kieran's bugs, but maybe that's just because of the fact that Kieran's extremely good at the game, and I'm not. But I think bugs will be an issue debatably, but the more crisis you have, the better you are at dealing with bugs, because you can bounce around, you've got enough plasma and fusion then flying around to deal with their monsters. So maybe, and they've got enough to deal with their anti-air, debatably, maybe. Yeah, your mad skills. Drop pod marines. Yeah, I'm worried about drop pod marines. But there's a thing about alpha strikes that doesn't scare me as much, and the simple reason is they're gonna have to land where I tell them to. Because I've got two ways to counter Alpha Strike. The first way is I fill up my deployment zone and say, you're going to have to land right in front of me. And that way, you'll kill maybe 2 or 3 units, sure, but you won't kill enough, and then I can just bang and you're gone. Your Alpha Strike is blasted apart. The other way is using a very deep strike heavy list. So this is kind of like how I like running my Tau, is I'll set up my Hunter Cadre, my Range Support Cadre behind that, and then on turn 2, the Retaliation Cadre comes in, and if you're running an Alpha Strike, I'll have been able to infiltrate my stealth suits way up the board, out of sight 12 inches away with a Teleport Homer, and I can just drop in my Retaliation Cadre behind you. You're then caught in a sandwich, and if you wanted to actually deal with me, I'm just going to bounce back towards your deployment zone, and you're going to have a nightmare. So Alpha Strike drop pods, not so much of an issue. They're an issue, yes, but I think if my dice were with me, and that's why the Retaliation card is so good, because it automatically comes in on turn 2, I think I can handle Alpha Strike Marines a little bit better. Space Marine, very easy. I wouldn't go as far as to say very easy. I'm finding that I'm holding my own against Space Marines, but I'm relying very heavily on my Battlesuit Deep Strike, which is problematic, because if I can't make a 3+, then I'm way behind. If my reserves come in on 2, I think I beat Marines. If they don't, then I lose, which is why I like the Retaliation Cadre so much. And why Teleport Homers are actually incredible. How many points is the Teleport Homer again? And what's its aura range? Hang on, have I got it open? No, I closed it because I'm a dumbass. Oh, what piece is that? Oh, I forgot what piece that was. Oh, it's a piece we played with band. I actually forget its name right now. Florentina March. That was it. Florentina March from Brastoff. Yeah, that was it. So teleport will be in here, won't it? Target lock? No. Positional relay. Vehicle battle assistance. Okay, where's the teleport Homer? Because there's the positional relay, which is about outflank. Target lock. Network marker light, multi-tracker, gravity wave projector. Where's the teleport Homer? Because it's a support system, is it not? Well, no, it's not a system. It's not built into your battle suit. But these are all guns. Maybe the teleport Homer's in the rulebook? Is the teleport Homer in the rulebook? Could somebody tell me? Because I thought I was going to find it in here. And it's not. And I'm now confused because I have... Oh, is it called a homing beacon? Am I being an idiot? Am I being an idiot? I think I'm being an idiot, ladies and gentlemen. Stealth. may take homing beacon. I am an idiot. It's not called a teleport homer, it's called a homing beacon. Michael, how many brain cells did you put in this morning? Obviously not enough. 6 in Jora. Okay, fine. Sorry about that. Super Friends. Thunderwolves with white scars. Ow, 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 ow. Thunderwolf white scars. Okay, yeah. Bikers and cavalry issue. That could be a problem. 10 points. Yeah, it is 10 points. No in codex. Yeah, sorry. You can't see what I've seen because I've now realized I'm a complete moron. So, yeah, I found it now. It's called a homing beacon. I'm a retard. Move on. Am I going to do a Dawn of War 3 video? Ooh. I'm gonna say no. Okay, I'll put it a different way. There are no plans to do a Dawn of War 3 video because I don't have the capture software necessary to play and capture the game, and my PC probably isn't, well, it's powerful enough to run it, but it's certainly not powerful enough to run it and record it without some serious lag. Some of my friends are gamers, so if they pick it up, decide to play it and screen cap it, then sure, maybe, but I personally have no intention of doing a video for Dawn of War 3. Does it look like a Lego game? I haven't seen many in-game screenshots, so not sure what the game engine actually looks like, but it looked good from the trailers, gotta say. I mean, when I think of a Lego game, I think of the Lego Star Wars games I used to play when I was younger. It looks nothing like that, as far as I could tell. Anyway, don't really want to go looking right now because it will eat into my CPU usage and possibly causes some lag, and I don't want lag. So, yeah, this is good. I'm glad to see you guys have been trashing in the chat. Interesting conversation. So, before we move on from the topic, just before we get distracted with video games, is there anything people want to ask about Tau? We'll stay on Tau for the moment. Is there anything people want to ask about Tau? Except Terminator's jumping 50 feet. Okay. Terminator's jumping 50 feet in the air. That's weird. Could be a glitch. Who knows? Except maybe means expect. I don't know. Okay. So yeah, anything for Tau before we move on? Excuse me. A cartoon? We'll see what the in-game final game looks like. Let's not judge based on some pre-alpha builds. I'm meaning the yeah. You saying the trailer? Maybe you're meaning the gameplay trailer. I haven't seen that. I've only seen the cinematic trailer. So yeah, maybe I'm gonna reserve judgment on Dawn of War 3. I'm probably not gonna play it. 3K points of Tower never played. Why? Like, okay, yeah, maybe they're not your favorite army, but if you've gone to the trouble of getting 3,000 points of the stuff, you may as well play them at least once. Even if it's only once and you hate it, just give them a bash. It certainly can't hurt. Well, it can hurt your soul if you play them the wrong way, but hey. Because they look cool. Okay, yeah, they do look cool. Fair play. Battlesuits are cool. Fire Warriors are a decent aesthetic, but the battlesuit aesthetic is awesome. And they burn this entire drink. So how big is my army now? Well, not counting the Riptide, about 1650. I've played games. I generally play games at 1500, and I'm not scraping to get to 1500, not by a stretch. But bear in mind, when I use this 1500 points, I am running a Crisis Bodyguard team made up of the 8. So Torchstar, Shavastos, Bravestorm, with all of their upgrades and relics on them. And everybody's got Bonding Knife Rituals, because that's Farsight. I've got EMP grenades going on. I mean, I could probably sneak a few more points into this army and get to 1750 without the Riptide. And when I add the Riptide, I'll probably get to 2000. So let's call it for the moment 1750 at a push. That's how big my army is now. 3 Riptides look awesome, by the way. Oh, I bet they do. I've got an idea for how I'm going to pose Ovesa, but I'm probably not going to get 3 Riptides. I'm sure they do look awesome if you can pose them a little bit differently, but not for me, I'm afraid. This cushion's doing my nut in now. My cushion. That's better. So yeah, that's 40 minutes on stream. We'll be coming up to the video release that I talked about earlier, my Lord Inquisitor review. That's coming out at 3 o'clock UK time, or whatever time it is where you are. So in about 20 minutes. Yeah, so just finish off. Anything else for Tau before we move on? Because what I want to talk about next, why Tau? In a word, Farsight. Am I in a... I'll answer your second question in a second, but why Tau? Well, I played Orcs. I've played Orcs since I was 12, and I'm, well, as the title of the stream suggests, I'm about 20 now. I played Orcs since I was 12, and basically I think somebody asked me to do a lore video on Commander Farsight. I think somebody asked me to do it, and I was like, okay, Farsight's cool enough, I'll do it. So I sat down and I read through the old Farsight Enclaves Codex, which has the same lore as the new one. And if you want to go and watch it, I made a full 3-part lore series on Commander Farsight. And whilst doing that series, I completely fell in love with Farsight. I'm not a huge fan of Tau. I love the Battlesloop aesthetic, but I was completely won over by Farsight. I would have never played Tau if I hadn't done that Farsight lore series. But Farsight won me over. As for your second question, am I an anime fan? Sort of no-ish. I'm not like someone who'll sit down and rant on about anime. I've only seen like 2 animes in my entire life. One's Pokemon and the other's Yu-Gi-Oh! But I've literally just stumbled across, on YouTube, a bunch of subbed Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. So all the episodes in Japanese with the subtitles. And it's actually been quite fun going back to that and just like going back to my childhood. I'm not going to say I'm like a proper anime fanboy, no. But I can appreciate anime. But that was after I started Tau. The Tau I started on Farsight and the aesthetic of the army, as opposed to any like, links to anime. Orcs are best? Yeah, actually, why did I start Orcs? I started Orcs because eeny, meeny, miny, moe in my bedroom the night before we went to Games Workshop. Oh, are you off? Alright, so Breacher is off. Fair enough, I mean, what time is it now? It's nearly 12 o'clock in the midnight AUS time, so fair play. See you around. I'll probably be streaming, maybe not, I'll probably won't be streaming next week, but maybe fortnight's time, probably stream next 2 weeks today. Last stream before I go to uni. So, see you again. Hopefully I'll see you in the comments as well. Why did I start Orcs? That's what I was saying. But yeah, before I went to start Orcs, I bought the 5th edition release White Dwarf. I started the game basically when 5th edition came out. That was the first White Dwarf I bought was when 5th edition came out. And about a month later, no, was it a month later? No, and then for my birthday, which was about 2 months after that, we were going to go to Games Workshop and actually buy the army. It took us ages to try and decide to actually do it, but we were going to go and do it. And I sat up in my room and I went through the White Dwarfs. They had the little breakdown on all the little factions. This is all I knew about these factions. I know nothing about them at the time. I didn't go look anything up. I was a 12-year-old. I didn't use the internet that much. So I just looked through all these factions and I just basically played eeny, meeny, miny, moe. I took out the ones that I didn't like. So I took out Dark Eldar. I took out Eldar. I took out Necrons. I took out Tyranids. I took out Tau at the time. And I basically went through it, and it was a choice between Chaos Marines and Orcs. Because my friend was starting Chaos Marines, or would end up starting Chaos Marines with Huron Blackheart, because A Tale of Four Gamers was going on in White Dwarf at the time, and he'd just got an army with Huron Blackheart, and the little bit I'd seen about him made him look super cool, and I wanted to do that. I didn't, but if I hadn't have gone Orcs, I'd have gone Chaos with Blackheart, but I think Black Reach swung it for me. So it was like the value of getting Black Reach just swung it because Black Reach came out the same month, and so I got Black Reach. I kept the Orcs. I think I've got rid of all of the Marines now. No, my Dreadnought got cannibalized to a Killer Can. Yeah, I think all of my Marines are gone now, but I had them for a while. But yeah, Orcs are best. Yes, I'll agree with that now, but at the time, Orcs were in Black Reach and they weren't Marines. 9:43, East Coast America. Thought so 5 hours ago. Necron's fluff is so dumb. Like, if they lost the war in heaven, why did the Eldar not just destroy the planet? Well, I think, I'm going to guess here. And I'm going to guess that at the time of the end of the war in heaven, the Eldar technology wasn't as good as it is now. I'm going to make the assumption that when the Necrons went into slumber, the Eldar were one of the young races, and they worked with the old ones. But the old ones got pretty beaten up by the Catan at the end of it. They did take quite a beating, if I remember the lore correctly. Although they were still going to win, the old ones. But it's possible that a lot of the old ones' technology was either destroyed or at the time incomprehensible to the Eldar, and so the Eldar were unable to destroy the Tomb Worlds, and by the time they gained that planet-killing technology that they had at the time of the fall, they'd forgotten where the Tomb Worlds were, or something. Like, it's not super dumb to think about why the Eldar didn't do it. I can try and rationalize it in terms of their relative technological power. I mean, they did have the Wraith constructs, but the actual, like, godlike rule over the galaxy power, that didn't come until much later. So, maybe that's why. I'm honestly guessing, though, I'm afraid. Happy birthday. It's not my birthday today, but thank you very much. I think my birthday is... it's not today, but it's very, very soon. And thank you very much. I don't have cake. It would be kind of bad me just eating cake on stream in front of everybody else. That would be teasing. And my birthday actually isn't until a few days from now, so yeah. It's a huge plot hole because even now that... Yeah, the Eldar don't destroy the planets now. Again, I'm going to assume that the technology to do it was destroyed in the fall. I'm going to assume it was destroyed in the fall, and so they no longer have access to the technology. And that's a Portal reference, isn't it? Oh my god, I should know this. Yeah, Portal reference. The cake is indeed a lie if you believe GLaDOS. But, yep, no cake. No big celebration today. This is my channel birthday celebration, is to come on stream and talk to you lot. I hope you're thankful. I kind of want another drink now. So, what time are we? 14:48 UK. Probably tweet out at 3 o'clock, just when the Lord Inquisitor review goes live, about the stream, and just say we're going to go for another hour. Okay. So we've done Tau. We talked about Tau. Let's move on to something a little bit more new. Let's move on to what's it called? Chaos. I mentioned this earlier, but there was nobody in the chat at the time. Let's talk about the Chaos rumors / release. Craft worlds have planet... Oh, hang on 1 second. Craft worlds have planet-killing fleets. Example, the Tyranid fleets that invaded. Yeah, maybe. I'm just going to assume it's to stop the Necrons being taken out of the game. Because at the time, I believe, like when Necrons were introduced, the whole fluff was completely different. They were ruled over by the Catan. The War in Heaven wasn't really an established canonic thing. And so possibly it was a very different time setup thing back then. And now with the new fluff, it can't be justified to take the Necrons out of the game. Because unlike Slaanesh, which some people say is not good for the health of the game, touchy subject, not going to go there, it's debatable that maybe it's better that they just leave it as a bit of a plot hole. There are a lot of plot holes in this game, let's be fair. Anyway, Chaos. I'm going to stop getting distracted by the chat for a moment. I'm going to change the subject. So, Chaos. The rumour, well, there was this leak, wasn't there, of the Chaos Sorcerer kit, which came along, which was leaked, rumoured, and it looked like Ahriman. And everyone was like, ooh, Ahriman, yay. this means Demon Magnus, this means this, that, the other. Oh my god, Chaos releases. Don't know why I did jazz hands, don't ask. Anyway, Games Workshop responded to this with a video trailer in which, instead of releasing Ahriman, they announced Khan, which was fantastic. So, just like in AOS, Khorne is getting some love, again, and Khan is getting a new model, and there's a new book coming along with it, the name of which I forget right now, which is going to give a bunch of stuff to Chaos. New psychic powers, probably some new rules. I don't know if it's a full codex, just because it's got this extra little tab in the corner about like Traitor's Gate or something. I doubt it's going to be a full codex release, but it'll certainly be a very powerful supplement, I would wager. So, your thoughts, chat? It's with you. Because he's cool. Khan is not cooler than Ahriman. Ahriman is way cool. Ahriman is the coolest of the 4. Actually, probably the coolest of the 5. So yeah, I would disagree with that. Really want Slaanesh Demonkin. The problem with Slaanesh, is that demon-wise, they are underdeveloped. They are missing a named greater demon. I know Scarbrand isn't technically in Khorne Demonkin, but hear me out on this. They have their lesser demonic named Herald, whereas Tzeentch has 2. They're just missing stuff relative to the others. Plus, I think in terms of player base, there's more going for the others in terms of player base, particularly for Nurgle. So if anyone's going to get one, it would be Nurgle or maybe Tzeentch. But Slaanesh Demonkin, if they did the whole Pantheon, that would be cool. Khorne for the win. Kieran, you're a Bloodbound player. Shush. You play Khorne Demons and you play Khorne Bloodbound for AOS. Of course you're Khorne for the win. Yes, it's all right. If that's your opinion that Khan is cooler than Ahriman, I will disagree just because, like, okay, I just have a personal preference for Ahriman because Psychers and Magnus. But, okay, fine. Slaanesh, favourite god? If that's your favourite god, that's fine. For me, it's Tzeentch. Drake. Oh yeah, I've heard this tale. The Silver Knight who walks through all the Slaanesh stuff and then ends up kneeling before Slaanesh. That's not canonically stated as Drago. And honestly, with the amount of butt-kicking Drago still does when he turns up, I don't think it is actually Drago. And it could be a Grey Knight, quite easily. It is almost certainly a Grey Knight. But I don't think it's Drago, because why would they show Drago in a vision? Great armies for him to lead, control over huge forces. Because he had that already as Grandmaster of Grey Knight, as a Supreme Grandmaster. He had control of the most powerful force in basically the entire Inquisition. Why would he need to be tempted by it? He already had it. Should be because he's so dumb. Yeah, Drago's Law is a little bit weird, but hey, leave that. Want to use Noise Marines? I don't blame you. I'm not a huge fan of Noise Marines. Their aesthetic, I'm not a big fan of their aesthetic, but maybe that's just me. I like Lucius a little bit more if he didn't look like a snake, but I'm not a big fan of Noise Marines, but if you want to use them, I don't blame you. Dekana, hey, happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is my way of celebrating, is to come on stream and talk to people. Because I have no life. But I'm also doing something tomorrow. I'm meeting up with Kieran and we're going to have a game. We're probably going to bat wrap it, so that'll be coming out in the future. I'm not going to say when because I have no sorting idea, and it may not even actually end up being a bat. It'll just be a big game for us. And on Saturday we have the conclusion of Champions of Chaos as well. So the last guy will be coming out for that. That's already been guessed. That'll be Abby. So Abby the Despoiler will be out, and it's quite a cool story. Like, I'm not a massive Abaddon fan, but I can understand why people like him and why some people don't like him. We shall see where they go with Abaddon's story next, and I've kind of got a sad that I did Champions of Chaos literally just before the Champions of Chaos get redone, and there's probably some big plot move, but hey, my fault. No named demons kind of. They do have one named demon. Slaanesh just have one named demon. It's the Mask. They have the Mask. There's no named greater demon. No named keeper of secrets. Yes, there is a named lesser demon herald, which is the Mask. For Slaanesh. Although the Mask is weird because they're a demon that got beaten at a dance-off by a harlequin. Yeah, screw you, Mask. Do 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 do. 5 minutes. Inkari. Oh, who's Inkari? Oh, Inkari. Inkari, I know that name. That's the demon that killed a sermon, but was then completely obliterated by the Phoenix Lord of the Shining Spears, whose name I've forgotten right now. For the Eldarin fights Tyrion. That's fantasy. And Kari also shows up in 40k, kills a sermon for the first time, and then is killed by the Shining Spears Phoenix Lord, I think. As for fantasy, yeah, it could have been cool if you got some rules for fantasy or in AOS, but we shall have to see whether they do that. I don't think it's going to happen. It was in all fantasy. Cheers, Kieran. Thanks for filling that in. But yeah, yeah, it'd be cool if he'd have got some stuff in 40k and old fantasy. But maybe AOS will give Inkari some chance because the demons don't really disappear, unlike everybody else. So Fate Weaver and Scarbrand got to stick around, whereas others didn't. Slanesh leads quote-unquote love. Lewd references every time. So Slaneshi. Haha. Anyway, yeah. So, okay. I've been getting questions from you. Who's Zerakanal? Sorry, just tell me who Zerakanal is in the chat. I just want to ask this question to the chat. With the Armin rumour and with the Khan release, what happens now? Assumedly, Armin, Typhus, and Lucius get a redo, and maybe Abaddon gets a redo as models. But what happens in the story? I wonder. To you. So Zerakanal is a giant keeper of secrets from Forge World. That makes sense. And has so much more backstory than Kugath as well, and neither has a model. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why they didn't do big Keeper of Secrets named characters at the time. Anyway, I don't know. It would have made sense for them to do it for symmetry, but they didn't. So hopefully they do fix it. Maybe if there's enough stuff in the Chaos releases that are going to come following Khan, then there'll be enough stuff. But would love to see more Typhus. If you want to see more Typhus, buy Callus Typhon. Callus Typhon's model, it costs a lot more than actually Typhus, but oh, it's so pretty. I love Callus Typhon's model. Honestly, it's fantastic. You really should stick with it. If you want to see more actual Typhus in game, well, he needs a rules change for that, and I don't know if that will be coming anytime soon. But there will be new psychic powers available, so maybe as a psyker he'll get a bit of a buff out of that. Although arguably Ahriman will get a bit of a better buff. That it is. I'm assuming you're referring to my comment on needing a named keeper, which is fine. We'll look at it. Yeah, you really, really should. Go in the Horus Heresy character series on Forge World. Look it up. It's fantastic. Anyway, I'm just going to leave from... I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm just going to plug the stream here. Stream ongoing. Come join in. I'll just clear this notification out of my log. Yep, thank you. It just clears that out. Close that. Want to be 30k Death Guard army? Yeah, you should. Honestly, if you're going to play 30k Death Guard, then absolutely get Callus Typhon. Because unless you're planning to run Mortarion, you can use him as a Psyker. And if you are running Mortarion, then well, he's his first captain, so it thematically makes sense. Anyway, let me just re-Facebook this very, very quickly. Dooby-dooby-doo. Okay, awesome. Okay, that's that done. Okay, fix that now. So hopefully people will get that. And it's 3 o'clock. And in 3 o'clock, that means that my Lord Inquisitor prologue review should have just gone live. And it has. It's got too many views because I accidentally bounced. Because I don't know why. When you go into edit a video on YouTube in the video editor, it actually counts as a view, which I find really weird. But hey, so that's live. If you want to go and check that out and let me know what you think as you go, then sure. I said this earlier. There are a couple of little aesthetic things I made a mistake on, like I didn't spot in my first run through, because I've watched it twice now. I made the review after I watched it the first time, and then I watched it again a second time just to clarify a few of my points after I'd made the review. So a couple of things I missed in the first run, but I generally stand by what I said in that review. I should really make my 8th army Slaanesh demons with orc allies for extra summoning just because it's funny. Yep, just because it's funny. Though, I would think Slaanesh would probably have the least effect on the orcs. Like, they're biological, so Nurgle can affect them. And Tzeentch could manipulate them into fighting each other. Khorne, well, Khorne is Khorne, and with orcs that just is always going to happen. But Slaanesh, like, orcs don't really have pleasure, so to speak. They take pleasure from killing things, so I suppose if they pull a Tzeentch and just point them toward the fight, then that would do. But for your 8th army, surely you could go Khorne, because 8 is the number of Khorne, but then again you miss the chance to do Slaanesh, because Slaanesh's number is 6. Yeah, I put a new cushion in, don't know why. I feel like we're going to have a quiet 10 minutes while people go and look at the review. And then we'll come back and let people see what they think about it. Khorne is too lacking in fun. As you wish. I mean, I think Khorne could be quite fun to play. It's slightly one-dimensional-ish about combat and stuff. No psychic, not much real range. But if you like orcs and like orc face rush and like Tyranid face rush, then Khorne is a slightly more elite face rush without the horde problem. And you also have some cool stuff. Oh, fluff-wise. Yeah, fair enough. I suppose if you're wanting fun in the fluff, then you go with pretty much anybody but Khorne. Slaanesh is obvious, but Tzeentch the Great Manipulator, that can be hilarious. And Nurgle is always happy, even when he's killing you, because he's not just the god of death, he's the god of death and rebirth. Life and death. So he could have some fun as well, and I'm sure watching people suffer would be pleasing. But yeah, Khorne's all about bloodshed and honor. He's quite honorable, so maybe honorable people are boring, and maybe that's the reference. But yeah, I understand where you're getting with that, about just lacking in fun. How's the health of the stream? Still good. Keep scrolling. Thank you. Right, it's 3 o'clock. So we've got about an hour, probably, maybe 45 minutes to an hour before I'm going to stop the stream, because I'm going out tonight with the band that I play, and I've got a rehearsal for a concert that I've got coming up before I go back to university. So I'm not going to be staying around too long. I want to have enough time to get ready and get the house ready before I go, because I've got to be having dinner at 5 my time, so about 2 hours from now, and I'm going to be on a bus at 5:45. So I'm not going to stay much longer than 4. I'm certainly not going to be staying until like 5 o'clock, because that's going to leave me charging around trying to get everything ready. Anyway, so that's chaos, I think. So we discussed chaos, we discussed Tau. I'm assuming once people have watched the review, if they want to come and see the stream and leave me their thoughts, we can do that in about 10-15 minutes time. Oh, Preacher's back. I was not expecting that. Hi again. I thought you'd have been going to bed because it's like midnight. Never mind. Hi, good to see you again. Nice to have you. Didn't realise you were coming back. Not not sure where you went either, but that's none of my business. Awkward silence. How do I feel an awkward silence? Right. What was I going to do? I talked about my tower, my build plan, the Riptide. Talked about the Chaos stuff. I'll build up 2,500 to play Kieran tomorrow on my own time. I'm not going to do that in the chat because Kieran will end up in the chat, and therefore we'll see the list. And I'm sure he wouldn't tailor for it, but he'd know what was coming at him in advance. Although he sort of will know anyway. Alright, let's go to the chat. Anybody in the chat, if you have any questions hobby-wise, doesn't have to be about a specific faction. If it's a lore idea, a content idea. Yeah, I thought you'd still be here, Kieran. Hi. I had a feeling you might be. So, busted. Not going to talk orcs then. I'm not going to talk the orc list for tomorrow. But yeah, general questions then. Hobby, content, suggestions for stuff. Shoot. I'm open to the chat. Or the comments, of course, if you're watching this in post and you're still here somehow, then you are more than welcome to contribute your thoughts as well and see what you want to see. Let's just do this very quickly. Check something. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. 2. 1 will be me. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Least favourite aspect of the hobby. What is my least favourite aspect of this hobby? I'm not sure. Like, I go in like cycles of motivation. I go in cycles. Like, at times I don't want to paint. At times I don't want to play. At times I sometimes don't want to YouTube, which is why I make videos ahead of time now these days. Probably overall, it's sometimes painting, sometimes gaming, depending on like how I've been performing and how I feel like things are going. And if I'm having a massive painting spree, then painting will just go top of the list, and that just by default knocks something down. Creed versus Snekrot, or Snekrot in hide and seek. Who wins? Well, Snekrot's good in the forests of Armageddon and the swamps. I don't know how good he is in cities like or industrial places like Cadia. I assume Snekrot wins because Creed's not really known for stealth. But maybe not. We'll see. What do I think of Striking Scorpion 82? Luke. What do I think of Luke? I like Luke. I don't really know much about him. As a person, I've never worked with him. But he seems like a decent guy. He seems like he really knows what he's talking about. I don't watch every piece he makes, but I try and watch what I can, and mostly good. Decent quality videos, decent ideas, and yeah, I'm no problem with Striking Scorpion. Why do you ask? Why do you ask, I wonder? Someone maybe you've had an experience with, worked with, chatted to, I don't know. Just wondering why you want to know what I think. What is this doing? Oop. Loading screen. Okay. Mini wargaming, yay or nay? I watch a lot less mini wargaming than I used to. Primarily because I don't really have the time to watch battle reports. Like, battle reports are cool, but I don't really have the time to watch them, and I don't know. I don't watch that much gameplay stuff these days. I don't watch much painting stuff, reviews. I try and just keep my own content to myself and support those in future, or support those that maybe I've subscribed to. I do support the people I subscribe to, but at the same time, like, I haven't watched as much mini wargaming as I'd probably like or would in the past. Am I going to verse Striking Scorpion 82? The problem there is that Luke lives in the south of England. He lives, I'm not exactly sure, but I get the impression it's the other side of London. And I live even when I'm my most furthest south. I live in Manchester, which is where my university is. For context, that's the pretty much other end of England, and it's about probably 6 hours on a train on a good day to get down there. Because he'd probably want to go to either his wargaming store or mine. I don't have a wargaming store, certainly not one I can bat rep at. He'd want his own terrain, his own board, his own stuff. So am I going to verse him? Probably not, just because I live too far away. Plus, I don't know, maybe there's something about competitive bat rep, some competitive like versus YouTuber gaming that I'm not huge on. I don't know, but probably not going to verse SS82. Mainly due to logistics, but yeah. So the answer is no. I mean, if something changes and we end up doing it, then I'm sure there'll be something out on one of our channels. But I have no plans to. Same applies pretty much to every British YouTuber. Almost all of them seem to live in the south of England, which is a problem for me if I want to play them because they all live so far away. You might think England's a tiny little country, and in the context of America, England is a tiny little country, but it's still a ways to go, either up into Scotland, down to Wales. Manchester's in an interesting place. Like, it's not too far from anyone, but it's not close either. So your Uridic Beer, Commissar Warwick, Moorhammer, Yellow Sigmarine, Striker Scorpion, they all live down that south area. Is it time to move? It's not time to move. I'm not planning to move down south. I like living up north. I like Manchester, which is where I do my studies, and I like being around here. I like the north of England. My friends are here, and I get a good friendship group up here. If it was strictly for business, like there was something about getting a bunch of YouTubers together to play a lot, then yeah, moving down would be beneficial. But we don't have the money for doing that. We don't have the money to move down south, and besides, my parents work up here, so there's no way we're going down south. Maybe I should. You should play SS82. Maybe I should. But at the same time, it's the logistics. The logistics of like taking 6 hours to get down, then play a decent sized game or two for bat reps. I'd probably have to stay overnight somewhere. It's not in my plan, particularly during my uni time where I don't really have the time to take a whole weekend or anything else. I don't have the time. Maybe I should, maybe I will, but it's not currently in the plan. And yes, I know, America, no one near you. I can understand why you've got no one near you in America, but I mean, England's tiny, and I understand the issue with American YouTubers that are trying to meet up, but that's why we have Skype. And generally, meeting up YouTubers for the bat reps is not that common. We work together over chat more than we do on the gaming table, so fine. No, I would not crush him. You say I'd crush him, I wouldn't. I'd get absolutely wrecked. I'd get annihilated. Even with my Tau, rolling well, maybe, but I do believe Luke would beat me. He's just a far, far more skilled and intelligent general than me. I wouldn't stand a chance. I'd get absolutely hammered. I do believe that. Especially if he used his Eldar, but in many cases I think he would beat me. Thank you for your optimism, but no, I'd get absolutely crushed by Striking Scorpion. To be fair, I'd probably get crushed by nearly everybody. I mean, most of them have hosted or been to tournaments. I know Idic Beer has been to a tournament very, very recently. I'm pretty sure Luke will have done. Luke's had mini wargaming over. I don't know if they played each other. I honestly do believe I'd get wrecked. But thank you for the faith. I barely win any of my own games here, so I wouldn't stand a chance against a proper YouTuber. Okay, just to get a look at some numbers. Yep, fine, fine. Cool. Everything's still working. And we're at 3:15. Okay, so we've got about 40 minutes, then I'm going to wrap the stream up. So, what I'm going to ask of you, once you get your questions and thoughts in, is I want to get some content suggestions, either from the chat or from the comments if you're watching in post. I want to see what you guys want me to do. Oh. Alexis plans to fly over next year, so I want to get... Well, here's the catch. Like, and I've kind of implied this already. Unless you're coming to the north, like specifically the north, or are planning to do a whole like loop of the country and take ages over it, there's not enough time to come up. It's such a trip up to the north, like 6 hours on a train. I know British Rail isn't fantastic, but honestly, if you're wanting games, like with YouTubers, go to the south. You'll find Luke, Nick, Will, Rob, Alex. There are so many YouTubers down there you can play. Coming up north, I mean, I don't say I know every YouTuber, but the only YouTuber I know who lives up north is me. So it'll be a bit of an excursion just for me. Um, so you are coming up north. Fair play, fair play, fair play. But well, if it happens, it happens. The only problem is I obviously would want a battle report, but my local gaming store is a Games Workshop, and while I could battle rep here in God's own country in Yorkshire, I can't battle report while I'm at university because Games Workshop rules. Um, so it would have to be a very specific period in time as well. So not ideal. Thank you, the Grov. Would love to play you. I don't know. Like, sure, maybe, but I'm not looking to do like challenge games. Like, I'm quite happy doing my own thing. And as I've said before, the best time to do it would be while I was at university because I can easily get regular gaming, but can't bat rep. Right now, his Tau army is not that good right now. Repeatedly, right now. Maybe it isn't, but even if his Tau army isn't that good, remember I'm playing Farsight Tau. I'm not playing Gunline Campy Tau. I'm playing Face Rush Battlesuit Tau, which arguably is stronger but also weaker. So maybe not, but I think Luke's just a better general. Particularly in a mirror match, he would beat me. I do. Plans will be made. Thank you. That's kind. But don't go like banking on anything because from like this time next year, I'm not actually going to be in the UK. I'm going to be having a year at university in France as part of my degree. So there's a half chance I'm not even going to be around when you come over anyway. Like that. Like what? Sorry, this is something I'll just repeat. People in the chat, if you are going to like make reference to a thing, then say what the thing is. Just because I talk so fast, I'll probably forget what you were talking about the first time. So this, that, or just a straight one-word answer won't help unless I'm asking for a yes or no answer to something. Sorry. Oops. No, visit other people's and have a few days free. Well, if you're around and there's a free time, then okay, sure. Not going to actually physically put it into a diary as like this is the date that this is going to happen because obviously I don't know dates. And if you want to private message me about it on Twitter or YouTube or something, then sure. But we'll see if I'm around and if I've got those days off because I could end up being working over this next summer outside of YouTube, or I could have already gone to France by that time, or I'll still be at uni. So not going to guarantee anything, but maybe we'll see. And if nothing else, then Skype exists for video sharing, content, ideas. Anyway, so okay, I'm gonna ask the chat now, and I'll ask the comments as well. I want content ideas. I want to know what you would like me to do, either as extensions to current series, new series, revivals of old series. I want to know what you want me to make in the upcoming months. Just because, not that I'm running out of ideas, but I always like to see what other people want me to do, so as I can tailor my content to not just stuff I enjoy, but stuff that other people will watch as well, because obviously that's beneficial for all concerned as opposed to just for me. And I'm not that selfish. I mean, obviously there are some things I'm going to do, but I want to get your thoughts as well. So let me know in the chat what sort of content would you like to see me make over the next few months, at least to Christmas, because I've got some plans, but not everything is penciled in. A wish list series. So sort of by a wish list series, do you mean like things I would like to see for this, or things this army should have, top 5 things this army should have, etc. Is that what you mean? I will await your response and see what else other people say. Things you want to see for armies, game, etc. Yeah. I get you. So things that I'd want such a thing to get. Because I've done a few things like that before. So ideas for changing 40k for 8th edition. Things, how we would change the Orc Codex. I remember Kieran and we did that. But yeah, maybe. I don't know about series. but a few one-off videos like it, maybe in the top 5 format, I could see that, because I haven't done top 5s in a good long while. Lore on Aun Shi. Okay, I'm gonna do this for you, Breacher team. I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna go and I'm going to look up Aun Shi. And I will go to, okay, let's start with Lexicanum. So Aun Shi's page on Lexicanum is 3 paragraphs. Aun Shi on 1D4 Chan is 4 paragraphs, although that's partly a 1D4 Chan joking. And on the Warhammer Wiki, it's about 5 paragraphs again. There's just like, this is the problem with the Tau characters. Farsight aside, there is a serious lack of lore. I could do like a general Tau character lore where I do Shadow Sun, Aun Shi, Aun Va together, but there's not enough to do them all as standalone videos. Love your videos, especially lore. Thank you. I enjoy making lore videos, so I will keep making lore videos. Is there anybody you'd like me to see? Dramatic readings of the Heresy. I'd have to buy the Heresy books for that. And honestly, that's what audiobooks are for. Audiobooks will always be better than me at reading. And I'm very bad at voice acting. So, no. No, Kieran. Lore on Cultist Chant. Lol, just kidding. That's all me. Fine. Fair joke. But if there is anything you do want me to see, Alexis, then do want to see from me. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. Do say so. By the way, I love how interactive the chat's been today. It's been great. It's great to see the chat ticking over. I'm not going to say it's like rushing past at a rate I can't read it, but if it was, then I'd be having problems keeping up with it. So, yeah, thank you, chat, for being so interactive today. And remember, everything I've been talking about in the stream today, comments, people in post, you are free to talk about as well, whether it's Tau stuff, whether it's the Lord Inquisitor movie, which I've mentioned. If people have watched my review now, then they can talk about it. But they'll probably do that in the comments on that video instead. The Chaos releases, future content, general questions. Always happy to see it in the comments, and maybe if there's enough stuff that maybe I don't want to answer it all in replies to comments, I'll address it at the start of the next stream, and I can answer all of your questions there, kind of like a stream Q&A to answer the last stream's comment. If there's enough stuff for me to do that, or if there is any stuff there for me to do that, then I will do so. Any other content ideas? So the wishlist idea I'll probably do as a top 5s, so I can definitely work with that. Lore on Aun Shi, I'll probably do that as lore on all the Tau characters, rather than little mini episodes. Do it as one big episode, where I'll do Shadow Sun, Aun Shi, and Aun Va together, and maybe throw in Commander Puretide if there's enough on him to make it worth talking about. So, great day in Imperial history. So sort of like talking about the big battles that happened. So maybe I'm trying to think. What are some of the Imperium's great successes? I've forgotten right now. The Realm of Chaos. Yes, we talked about that, didn't we, before we did the last stream? Lore on the Realm of Chaos, like how it all functions, which would be really cool. The Sanguinor. Ooh, that might actually be a stories/theory video, because there's a few questions about the Sanguinor. I'll probably do that as a theory, like what is the who or what is the Sanguinor, but that will have all of his lore built into it. So yep, Sanguinor video, I can do that. Tell you what, I'm gonna just start a little list. I've got my video to-do list, but I'll make a second list here. Stream content ideas. So we have top 5 wish lists. We have Tau character lore. We have Realm of Chaos lore. Sanguinor theory / lore. Don't autocorrect me, you twonk. Sanguinor, thank you. Theory / lore. Lore of specific battles, wars instead of characters. The problem with that, Flaming Zombie 5, is that the battles themselves aren't as well fleshed out. Unless they've got a book all about them, like Hell's Reach did, it's hard to give a huge, long insight into the battle. And even if you do, they're often told from like one perspective, so it's a little bit biased. That's why I prefer to do characters, because you can cover the incidents they've been part of, and if you want to talk further about those incidents, you can. But if you have like specific characters taking part in an incident, then it's harder to get their backstory in. So I kind of would prefer to do it the other way around, to do the characters and talk about the wars in the character videos. But that's just personal taste. I prefer to do the lore on the characters rather than the battles. But maybe if we get a few less characters to do, we might come back to that. Do I do a lore video on Fabius Bile? Spoiler alert, I've already started the script for that, Derphen. I've already started the script. So that's work in progress. That'll be coming out on the 17th. So Abaddon's out this week, then I've got another video coming out next week, and then I'm going to do Fabius, and then I need some more to film, but I'll probably do maybe the Sanguinor there. Demon of the Emperor. I've done Is the Emperor a Chaos God. I have done Is the Emperor a Chaos God with 40k theories. If you want to go check that out, it's on the channel in theories playlist, so you can do that. Black Reach from the Orcs perspective. You can't find anything from the Orcs perspective. And maybe I'll talk about Black Reach sometime if I do Cato Sicarius, but I don't think I'll be rushing to do it from the Orc perspective. Because again, like with a lot of things, the Orc characters are a bit lacking in lore. Like Zagstruck, Snickrot, Zogwart, Wazdaka. That's why you make it up. I'm terrible at making it up. Particularly if I'm having to write it like I'm an orc. I'm never going to be able to make it up. I barely remember the war boss's name. It was Zanzag, I think. But no, sorry, I wouldn't even know where to start with that. So, afraid not. Not doing Black Reach from the orc's perspective. An orc, and maybe another orc video for lore I could do, but it'll probably be kind of like all the characters together, like I will be for Tau. But maybe we'll see. So I've got 4 things there. Sad face, yeah, I know, sad face. I'm sorry. I wouldn't even know where to start. It's not that it isn't a cool idea. It's just I wouldn't even know how to do it. I'm not a good enough writer to do that. Nor am I enough of a voice actor to pull off the orc accent. Have I done lore for Malkador? I've been meaning to do lore for Malkador. I'm going to put it back here as a reminder to do it. I wanted to do Malkador as my 1,000 subs video. Do Malkador the Sigilite and then the Orders of the Inquisition. So I'll probably do Malkador. It's not urgent, but I'll probably do that maybe after Fabius Bile. So we've got Abaddon, Mystery Thing. You'll have to wait next week for that. Then Fabius, then I might do Malkador, then I might do the Inquisition. And that takes us to the end of September, early October for lore videos. So we're doing one a week on Saturday, Storytime Saturdays. I'm going to nickname it. So I haven't done it yet, but I will do it because I think Malkador's pretty cool. He's pretty important as well. Although Malkador links a lot into a lot of other people, so that might lead on to doing Garrow, or yeah, probably Garrow might follow that, because as like the Knight Errant who founded the Grey Knights, I could do Garrow and Grey Knight lore. But will there be any more videos with both you and 40k theories? That is on Remlays. If he wants me to feature and add my thoughts into one of his theories, he's welcome to ask me to. In terms of him coming on here, I haven't planned it because I can make my own theories, and Remlays makes me look stupid all the time. But the problem with me and Remlays is the way we operate. So if you look at a Remlays theory, he presents the evidence and gives an answer. When I do my theories, I analyze the evidence, then give answers and thoughts along the way. So I could see it happening, but it's not planned. It's not planned. Lore on Caldor Drago. I thought everybody hated Drago. I could do a parody lore video on Caldor Drago as a joke, but I'll see about Drago. I might do Champions of Humanity after I do Champions of Chaos. So do Azrael, Grimnar, Calgar, Dante, and Drago would follow in on that. Do that. I'm sure you mean the parody lore video on Drago. I don't know. I'm not good at being funny. I can do sarcasm, but I can't do genuine paradoxical humor. We'll see. I might do Drago's lore seriously though. If I do Champions of Humanity, so I need 5. To probably do like the 5 breakaway chapters. So I do Helbrecht, Drago, Azrael, Dante, Grimnar, and then probably Calgar. I could then do Sicarius if I really wanted to, but then I'm just going to run on into too many Ultramarines. And I want to mix it up, so I wouldn't want to do them all back to back unless I made it a series, like Champions of Humanity to go with Champions of Chaos. But I might do. I might do. It's an option, and I'll write it down. Champions of Humanity. I can't type. Humanity Law. And then I'll use the string to remind myself about that. Is there anything other than lore? Because there seem to be a lot of lore suggestions. So I've got a top 5 series, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 9 lore videos, and a theory/lore video. So we've got a lot of lore there, but I'm only doing 1 lore video a week generally. I don't want to become like a lore only channel. So I'll probably be doing a sort of plan at the moment is Codex review, something lore. At the moment, just do the Eldar review, maybe put another video out sometime during the week if Kieran and Ben can help me out with that. Stream/upload, or maybe stream with upload during the week on a Wednesday, and then lore on a Saturday. That's the general idea. Is there anything else? Whoops. Screen is healthy, which is good. So it's 15:32. Yeah, he had a seal the Inquisition. Yeah, he did. Thank you, commenter. I will address that. I was hoping it to be in the stream. Yeah, that's for my Loyal Inquisitor review. I need to address that because I made a mistake. What do I think? Okay, I'll come back to that one in a second. What do I think of the new Death Watch? Death Watch are the army of if you don't WYSIWYG, you're stuffed. Death Watch, I think, are gonna have the problem that Grey Knights have, in a way, because yeah, they'll have a fair bit of psychic. Yes, they'll have some big guns. Yes, they'll be tough. Yes, they'll have vehicles. Yes, they've got a cool flyer. Yes, they've got their mission tactics, but they're going to be extremely small forces, and that means they could just get blown off the board. I think Deathwatch are going to have to rely on their land raiders and flyers, and I don't know if their flyers actually have transport. I don't know. They're going to have to rely on their vehicles to get around the board because otherwise they're just going to get shot off the board. Imperial Guard, Iron Hand, Strachan. I don't think Strachan is gay. I think that's not a thing. But anyway, Strachan. I could do Strachan. I could do Ironhound Strachan and Asark Creed. I do quite like Ironhound Strachan actually. He's probably like one of my favorite guard characters. That was a top 5 actually. Might do. But yeah, Creed, Strachan, Garrick. Could do that. Could definitely do that. So yeah, that's an option. Yeah. I've played against Death. I'll come back to the Death Watch now. Actually, I played the Death Watch once. I played against them. They're strong, but they have to get across the board to do anything. And if you don't have them in good vehicles, they'll get shot to bits, even with Terminators in their kill team. Although they have their uses and all the bonuses they get are quite cool. Heroic Intervention, Fearless. What else? Splitfire. They could be quite cool, Death Watch. I think they just need a bit more playtest and see how powerful they are. But aesthetically, really cool. Aesthetics great, gameplay could have issues. I'll just go with Hand Strachan. Hand Strachan. There we go. 7 people in the stream. Some audio issues? Are we having audio issues? Are we having audio issues? It could be volume. Could just be volume. Because my microphone's on my lap. Oh, you're getting static. Oh, it's fixed now. Okay. Maybe my microphone was just slipping. Because when it moves on my leg, it sounds like static. So maybe it was just moving. That might be it. Alright, sorted. Good. Good. Fantastic. Yeah, it still sounded okay, just some static which was coming from me. It still said the stream was healthy, so that wasn't an issue, which is nice. Excellent day. Right. Cheers. Shouldn't be doing that close to the microphone. Hey Nick, just wanting to say happy birthday. Thank you. Cheers, dude. I know you're busy today, so um, I don't mind you not being, but good to see you. And maybe one day we'll watch it. Top 5 characters you want to fall to chaos. Oh, that could be hilarious. Um, top 5 to fall to chaos. Two. Possibly what it was when is that my mic was sliding along my leg whilst I was leaning over to type. Fall to chaos. Not now. Yeah, that'll be meaning the sound effects. But yeah, it shouldn't be a sound issue now. So it's 15:36-ish. So 15 minutes, and then we're going to wrap up the stream. So get your questions, get your ideas in now, and hopefully we can get a good list together. Because I've got a really good list of stuff, which I'm really glad about. So thank you. How do you think 40k will end? Ooh. Ooh. Well, ideally it will never end because, well, I want this game to last forever. But the way I see it is either we get the ascension of the Emperor and his rebirth, or we get the apocalypse scenario where the Emperor is killed by Abaddon, or the Tyrannids eat everything. If they really just want to like completely kill the game, they will just go, okay, everything's done, Nids, dead. Everything's dead, tied in a knot, everything's gone, move on. Although that might not work perfectly. I think if they want to kill the game, they'll do it with Tyranids. If they want to reboot the game, they'll do it probably either with the Emperor or with Abaddon. What is my favourite 40k lore? Oh, that's a question. I don't know. Like, I generally find that I really get into the characters I'm researching at the time. So I've really quite enjoyed the Champions of Chaos research. Um, but the research I've done for the video coming out on the 10th, I really quite liked. And then Farsight's lore. My favourite piece of lore probably is the end to Farsight's story. I'm going to say that because it actually nearly made me choke when I was reading it. Like, I'd read it, but when I read it out in the announcement, you probably didn't hear it in the video, but I nearly choked just like listening, just reading it out aloud. I did almost kind of choke. It was so well written, and the gravitas behind it was really good. So that's the only time 40k lore has actually done that to me. So I'm gonna say the end of Farsight's story with the attack on Violos, mainly because I'm probably having a Farsight phase, but I'm going to go with that right now. That might change, though, and that will obviously change as new lore comes out. I'm assuming that's the question, how you think 40k will end. Saying Tyranids. Yeah, Tyranids will be how you'll end it, because the Tyranids will just literally eat everything. But the problem is Tyranids can't eat Necrons. The Tyranids ignore Tomb Worlds for one reason or another. So, maybe, which lore of this Primarch do I like the let me get the iconostasis up. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I need to look at them. Dawn, Manus, Sanguinius, Johnson, Vulcan, Guilliman, Khan, Corax, Russ. My favourite trade to Primarch is Magnus. So I'm kind of torn here between Sanguinius, because Sanguinius, Corax, despite being a bit of a pansy, I do really like Corax. I could see Khan, but there's not enough lore on Khan really for me to like him enough. So I'm going to say it's between Sanguinius and Corax for 1 and 2, and then Khan number 3 is what I'm going to say. Open that. Let's open that. So I'm going to say Sanguinius, just Sanguinius over Corax. From the reading I've done on them, I think I just have a little bit of issue with the way Corax acted post-Heresy as to why I can't give him the number 1. But he's probably my number 2 favourite loyalist, at least at the moment. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say Sanguinius. Death Usagi, a little late, but happy birthday. My birthday actually isn't today, so you're not late at all. You're later to the stream, but you're not late to the birthday. So thank you very much, Death Usagi. It's appreciated. Oh, no, it's not what I thought it was. Okay, fine. Yeah, thank you very much. It is a bit late to the stream, unfortunately. We're not going to be wrapping up in 10 or 15 minutes, but if you want to stick around for 10 or 15 minutes, maybe put your content suggestions in, you are more than welcome to do so. So, Oh, good. Yes. Oh, good indeed. Well, I know we're not going to be on live for long, but you got your message in before the party, so sound, as my brother would say, sound mate. Trinity, yeah, you are a bit. You're late to the stream, but I'm sorry. But I guess that's the timing of the streams. Like, if you're in America, it's really early for you guys. But I can't really stream much later because my parents come in from work like between 5 and 6 o'clock, and I don't want to be streaming when they come in because it will just. I'll have to wrap up the stream in a really abrupt fashion. So I prefer to do it at 2 o'clock UK time, which is a bit early for America, I know, and it's a bit late for Australia. It's a really awkward time of day. But glad you can make it at least a little bit. Law and Old One Eye. I don't know how much lore he's got. Same Australia, 1241. Yeah, it's really late in Australia. I wasn't sure if it was America or Australia, but those two ends of the world, it is late or early. Law and Old One Eye. The problem with Old One Eye is kind of the same as with Ound Sheet. I'm gonna go up and have a look just to see what lore he's actually got. Old One Eye. How much lore has I got for him? So Lexicanum has for him basically 2 paragraphs. He doesn't even have a page on the wiki, and on 4chan. There's not really enough to do all one. I might do the Tyranid characters together. I might do all the bug characters together. Let me reopen my notes page. Bug lore. Regardless, you're awake. Yeah, I know it's probably better on the east coast of America because it's now nearly 11 in the morning, and you should probably be awake by 11 in the morning. Narrative campaigns. I know, Kieran. I know narrative campaigns. I want to do a narrative campaign. We were supposed to do one this summer, but my Tau army wasn't ready, and I don't think Kieran's were completely ready either. Which side would you take during the Horus Heresy? Oh, this is a really subjective question because like you're asking me with my because I'm not a Primarch. I haven't been thrown out, landed on a random world. It really depends on a few factors. One is the world that I'd be raised on. One is the Legion type that I was given command of, and three would be like how the Emperor and Horus sort of interacted with me. So like if I'd had an upbringing like Angron's, I'd have sided with Horus. If I'd had an upbringing like Guilliman's, I'd have sided with the Emperor. It it really does vary. The lion didn't. Okay, Alexis. The lion did not wait it out. He got stuck. The Night Lords were sent to treaty with the Dark Angels. Failed. Kurz got into a fight with Lion, and then what was it now? Yeah, they're in Imperium Secundus with yeah, stuck quote unquote, but they were stuck behind the Ruin Storm. They physically could not get past the Ruin Storm, but they ended up in Imperium Secundus with Guilliman and Sanguinius in the end. Hashtag War for the War Master. Well, someone's a traitor. Black Shield all the way, Kieran. Is that for the campaign? So you'd be wanting to go with like Deathwatch Black Shields. Fair play. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. I understand, like people just want to hate on the Dark Angels and Johnson. He was a secretive son of a gun, but I don't think he was. He wasn't a traitor. I honestly don't believe that. Actually, speaking of, next week tune in theory about that. I'm talking about because I did trade to Primarch Redemption. Now I'm gonna do Loyalist Primarch Corruption. No, I love them. Oh, you love the Dark Angels. Well, you like Slanesh, so maybe that's why. Ding. What is my favorite 40k game? Do you mean the video games? Because if you do, then Space Marine. I've played Dawn of War Dark Crusade and I've played Space Marine. I've not played any of the others. And I preferred playing Space Marine. I lost my PS3 broke, so my PSN account was lost. I got the yellow light of death, so I was stuck under level 5 on my second run through of the game, but for multiplayer. But I did enjoy the campaign. Could have done with maybe a little bit better setup, in other than just like endless arenas with not enough ammo in the higher difficulties. But it probably I'd pick Space Marine or Dawn of War. Probably Dark Crusade was the only one I played. Well, the other ones could have been better. Now, if I had to pick a side, I'd run away and raid outlying planets. Seems safer. Well, that sounds like the traitor thing to do, which is kind of what the Alpha Legion did. Just finished Descent of the Dark Angels, and the line was pretty bleepy to Luther. Yeah, but that doesn't give Luther an excuse. Does your Primarch being a little bit rude and a bit shitty to you give you an excuse to fall to chaos? Even if you are a Dark Angel. Luther was sent back to Caliban partly as punishment, partly just to oversee the recruitment of new Dark Angels, which is still a pretty important job. It might not be frontline Great Crusade fighting, but still an important job. So, yeah, the Lion might have been a bit crappy on Luther, his old friend and mentor, but I don't think it gives Luther the excuse to do what he did. I don't. And Luther knew that because afterwards he realised that he'd completely cacked up. And he begged for redemption and said that the Lion will forgive him. Sorry for swearing? No, it's fine. It's a personal thing with me. I prefer to just not swear when I'm on YouTube, but it's fine. So yeah, sorry for swearing. No need to be sorry. Right, this is your 10-minute warning, ladies and gentlemen. 10-minute warning, and then the stream will be over. Sorry, but we have to wrap up at some point. So you have 10 minutes. See what we can get done. Doop be doop be doo be doo be doo doop be doo. Be doo 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 doo. What piece is that? Be doo 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 doo. I forget. Liberty Bell. Liberty Bell. That was what it was. Sorry. I got a song, I got a piece of music in my head and I forgot what it was. It's Liberty Bell. This is a question for the chat too. If you were in the 40k universe, what would you be? Oh, oh, chat, have fun with this one. Eldar work with the Imperium. But the Eldar were just are aiming to manipulate the Imperium. Oh, sorry, I look really, really derpy when I'm stretching. Ugh. Eldar work with the Imperium. Yeah, fair. Dead. That's the best answer I've had all day. Dead. For me, I'm a man of science, so I'd probably go with Tau. Not one because I'm playing Tau at the moment. Two because I'm a man of science, not religion, and psychic nonsense. And three because maybe slightly anime weeby things. Luther's problem was that he was a great man living in a greater man's shadow. That's a good way of putting it. Because you could say that about a lot of like the big leaders of the Legion that weren't what you would call it, Primarchs, because they were great leaders in their own right. They were just stuck underneath their Primarchs, and while some were happy with that, like Abaddon, some like Luther maybe weren't. Space Marine and purge Alexis for being a filthy Xenos. Ha! Ha! Don't do that, please. Khan the Betrayer. Why would you be Khan the Betrayer? You're a complete psychopath who will kill literally anyone you come across. Yes, you're technically kind of functionally immortal, but I wouldn't pick that. Derp, that's true. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be a raging psychopath, even if Blood for the Blood God having a pile of the skulls for myself next to the Skull Throne of Khorne. It's that many kills, but yeah, I wouldn't pick Khan. But fair play. If that's what you pick, that's what you pick. Good question, Death Usagi. I have to say that was a good question about who you'd be. For me, it'd be Tau. Probably Earthcast. So I'm not a fighter. I'm a scientist. So I'd probably go Earthcast. Inquisition. Which order? Exodite, Corsair, Eldar, or Rogue Trader? I could see Corsair. It's literally... Rogue Traders could be fun, but you're running the risk of being censored by the Imperium. The Eldar Corsairs, I think, would be hilarious. An Orc Speed Freak. Just literally have as much fun as I can before I die. Yeah, fair enough. Go fast, kill stuff, have fun. How orky can you get? And that'd be a blast, I reckon, if you're an Orc. You don't have to worry about anything, though. True, if you can't, you wouldn't have to worry about that because you're completely psychopathic. Real answer, Swarmlord. So, a semi-sentient alien that every time it dies is turned into a pile of digestic goop and reborn out of a vat of stuff again. Flaming Zombie says would have to go Tower myself. Any cast in particular? I'm assuming Firecast. Generally people go Firecast, but Earthcast is mine. Right. 6-minute warning. I was going to say 5-minute warning, but I didn't get the timing right. Do 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 do. That's the Beatles. Don't sing the Beatles. That was a really good question. He's got the chat talking. It's interesting. So, right. I'm not going to start the wrap up yet. Nah, Earth. Studying a science myself. Fair enough. Cool. Earthcast. Adeptus Sororitas. That's technically not the Inquisition. The Inquisition is. I think the sisters come under the ecclesiarchy, not the Inquisition. What god would I serve? Zinch, probably. I don't care about appearance, so maybe Nurgle, but Zinch or Nurgle. Malal. Kieran. Do I have any 30k models? No, but if Magnus comes out, then that will change. If Magnus comes out, that will definitely change. I will be getting Magnus and playing Thousand Suns. Order Heretis Hereticus, I know who you mean. Bad spelling, sorry. Don't worry about it. Order Hereticus, yeah. Hunt out those filthy Xenos. No, not Xenos! Traitors, heretics, bullet to the face, you know. The God Emperor. He's a man. He's a man, not a god. I wonder who gets where that reference came from. But yeah, I understand the Emperor, but the Emperor could also be a Chaos God. Anyway, 5-minute warning. 5-minute warning on the stream. Last chance. That's the right answer. That is the right answer. That is the right answer for humans. Yes, you should serve the God Emperor. Correct. But I'm a twisted son of a gun, so it'd probably be Zinch. Oops, scrolled to the wrong place. Whoopsie daisy. Happy birthday before I forget. Thank you, Dirtpen. The Emperor of Mankind, the Man Emperor of Mankind from Text to Speech. Right answer. Right answer. He's a sarcastic. Goodness gracious, he's sarcastic. But yeah, I would definitely say that Emperor would be a very fun subject. So as long as you weren't an ultramarine. Hashtag kitten cult. The things I miss when I don't pay attention to the text-to-speech fandom. That's quite funny. That's quite funny. Yeah, fair play. Kitten's cool. I do like Kitten. Hopefully he doesn't get too screwed over. I do like Kitten. And hope whenever text-to-speech 24 comes out, I'm sure it will be amazing. Am I going to do some lore on Saint Celestine? Same question. How much lore is there on Saint Celestine? Saint Celestine. Lexicanum has 3 paragraphs. Wiki has okay, I could do Saint Celestine and the Living Saints. I could do that. Can't wait to. Are you working with text to speech? Oh, that's so cool. Kitten Heresy. The Kitten Heresy, yes. I don't know how I feel about Aussie. Thunder Psyker is the custodian. It's Zegram who plays Magnus. And how? I love that Magnus. I love that Magnus. I will never trust anyone else to play Magnus the Red. He delivers it. Maybe the accent's a little bit weird. It threw me off at first, but his delivery is so good. His delivery and voice acting is so good. Like, he could be a professional voice actor. I love that Magnus. Maybe I'm just biased towards Magnus, but I really love that Magnus. Just give me a second. Living Saints / Celestine. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. So 2 minutes, and then we're going to have to go. So last spam of stuff in the chat, and then I'm going to wrap the stream up, okay? Sorry, guys. It's going to have to end now, or end in a couple of minutes. Why are Aussies always the bad guys? Hey! The Brits are always the bad guys. Have you not seen Hollywood? It's always the Brits. What is it? Tom Hiddleston, Sean Bean. There's so many English villains from so many different movies. It's just the quintessential British villain. The Penguin from Batman is English. Oscar Cobblepot. Or Oswald Cobblepot, not Oscar. Oswald. Or the Russian. Or the Russians, perhaps. Prison Island. That's Alcatraz, isn't it? Or the Russians. Yeah, okay, you do get Russian villains as well in Hollywood, but it's Brits over Aussies. The Bird from Rio. I've actually not seen Rio. Sorry, I haven't actually seen that movie, so can't comment, but fair enough, that's an Aussie, fine, but that's because we kick your butt and you did not do anything after. No comment. Hey, yeah, you threw us out your country. Congratulations, you're a very powerful country with deep-seated racism, homophobia, gender issues, religious issues, presidential candidate with no brain cells. Sorry. Yeah, what? I know I haven't seen the movie. I haven't seen Rio. Yeah, sorry, I'm not having a go at America there. Sorry, I'm not meaning to have a go at America, but um, we've got sass. Sorry, my sarcasm meter just went up to 13 there for a second. It probably shouldn't have done. My apologies. Damn right. I said no. Fine, fine, fine. No, I'm talking about the American. Oh, you're talking about the American because American Revolution. I'm over it. I'm assuming, therefore, that's a Brit. Death Usagi, I'm assuming you're a Brit. But I'm over it. The American Revolution, the Tea Party and stuff. Right, it is 1 hour 56 minutes of stream, and I'm going to start the wrap-up process. Want to go trumpet? Don't get it. Sorry. Spoken like a true Yorkshireman. Oh yeah, proper from up north, me lad. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap the stream up here. I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna have to wrap it up now because it's almost 4 o'clock, and that's how I said we were gonna run to. Thank you very much for coming out. No comment. No comment on that. But yeah, thank you very much for coming out to the stream. I really do appreciate you coming out and celebrating with me, having a really good chat. And people in the comments, if you want to get involved as well, respond to anything that's been said in the video. I've tried to read out every message from the chat. I might have missed one or two. If I have, I apologize. Yeah, that's the stream. Have a great birthday. Thank you very much. So next time you see me, either in the next stream or in the next upload, I will be 20. I've got to play some Dawn of War now. Fair play. Anyway, thank you very much for watching the stream. I will see you all in the next one as a 20-year-old. My name is Michael for Tactica Imperialis. Thank you very much, and goodbye.